The DLP campaign has begun for the July 9th by-elections in 2 constituencies. General Secretary of the Dominica Labour Party, Edward Regis, says the party will be meeting in Kulibistri this evening at 7 p.m. in support of Bentley Roye, its candidate to contest the July 9th by-elections in Salisbury.
Yeah, well, Kesha, as you know, the by-elections are on in Marigot and Salisbury, scheduled for the 9th of July. And that came about because 2 seats were made vacant by 2 elected candidates. And of course, the Dominica Labour Party, which is now in government, is vying for those 2 seats. And I must say that our campaign has gotten off on a good start in both constituencies. Tonight, we head to the Kulibistri community, and of course, we will be bringing a message of hope. And of course, we will be telling the people that we are ready for them to embrace the Dominica Labour Party. Tonight, several party officials and government ministers are expected to be on the platform in support of our candidate, Mr. Bentley Roye, whom we feel confident will be victorious at the polls in Salisbury. And so we invite all of the wonderful people of the Kulibistri community to come to hear the message of the Dominica Labour Party tonight at the headquarters in Kulibistri as we continue our campaign. The campaign will continue throughout the weekend and, of course, throughout the rest of the remaining weeks leading up to the 9th of July.
And as the General Secretary of the Dominica Labour Party, Edward Regis, the elected parliamentary representative for Salisbury, the UWP's Hector John, has expressed confidence in retaining that seat for his party. Hector's seat was made vacant after missing 3 consecutive sittings of Parliament. Vice President of the Dominica Labour Party, Cecil Joseph, says he is surprised at statements by former Prime Minister Edison James that his party is contesting the by-elections in 2 constituencies to protect the democracy of Dominica. Mr. James made that statement when he addressed a UWP meeting in Kulibistri this week. Joseph says Mr. James' statement is disturbing.
I want to see how surprised, taken aback that I am with Mr. Edison James, who 2 nights ago made mention at a Salisbury constituency meeting, to be precise, at Kulibistri, where he indicated to the people of Kulibistri that they are again running for the by-elections because they want to protect the democracy of Dominica. And I just want to say that that is a fast one that Mr. James and the United Workers' Party would like to do. Thinking that people do not understand, or people do not have a clear understanding as to what true democracy is all about. Mr. James is aware that in 1998, at the independence address he made at the Botanic Gardens, where he said to Dominicans, and the international world that he, as Prime Minister, is in charge, and nobody should be able to advise him as to how to run Dominica. And it's rather disturbing now that Mr. Edison has made the statement that he wants to protect the interests and the democracy of Dominica.
Well, Mr. Joseph says he's confident that the DLP could be victorious at the July 9th by-elections in both constituencies.
Oh, well, the by-election, for sure, people are going to determine who they're going to vote for. The Labour Party has always been in a position where we give people the opportunity to determine. We never force or tell people that they should vote. What we always tell them is look at the economy, look at the candidates, look at what we can bring for them, and to determine their decision. So I am sure that based on what Dominicans in the various constituencies are seeing, that I can almost be sure that they would vote the Dominica Labour Party because we're in government, that is 1. 2, because they have seen again the confidence in our leader, the country's leader. And 3, we saw that in 2009 there was a drop in the number of voters in both the Marigot constituency and in the Salisbury constituency. So the Dominica Labour Party stands a very good chance in winning these 2 constituencies.
Vice President of the Dominica Labour Party, Cecil Joseph. In more news tonight, General Secretary of the Dominica Freedom Party, Johnson Boston, says the July 9th by-elections in 2 constituencies are unnecessary. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt announced that electorates in the Salisbury and Marigot constituencies will go to the polls to elect a new parliamentary representative on July 9th, 2010.
Well, I think it's not necessarily right to have these 2 by-elections. I think the members of the opposition, the 3 members who were elected, they were protesting an unfair advantage taken by the Labour Party in the 2009 general election. So they were protesting whether they are correct or not. I think in the whole idea of camaraderie and parliamentary democracy and freedom and so forth, I think they then said that they wrote to the Speaker, and the Speaker did not accept the excuse. So one saw the meetings of Parliament as a rush tactics by the Labour Party government to deny these 3 persons their seat. Fortunately, Mr. Prevo went in the first sitting, so he saved his seat from going into the by-election. The other 2 did not shortly in the first sitting, so therefore their seats are in question in terms of by-election. I think it is not the first time in Dominica people have protest. They have felt that election results fair, and they have protest. I mean, whether those who support them feel it's so and those who do not support feel it's not so. I think it's one question of democracy. One has to exercise what I would say tolerance and respect and patience and so forth. And I would think that the government, the Prime Minister in particular, who is leader of the House, would call on the people of, say, Salisbury and Marigot, call on them to try to encourage their elected representatives to attend the Parliament. And then you can see, without that, then one would have no choice but to have by-elections.
Boston is suggesting that in the event the United Workers' Party is successful at the polls, opposition members should attend Parliament.
Well, I mean, they have to make their own decision as a party. We are not part of the UWP, we are a separate party. But I would believe that they, as if they are re-elected, they should then consult with the people in Marigot and so to determine the next move. And I personally, my own opinion would suggest that they should attend Parliament, open their hand in the Parliament, and therefore for senators. And they can continue their protest, yes, but continue from a parliamentary presence standpoint.
General Secretary of the Dominica Freedom Party, Johnson Boston. In more news tonight, President of the Dominica State College, Dr. Donald Peters, says governance and lack of equipment are current issues facing the learning institution, but he's ready to have them rectified. Peters says his aim is to ensure that the DSC is placed at the center of higher education on the island.
Well, first of all, we want to ensure that we're there. We are the National State College, and therefore we want to be the center of higher education activity in the country. And by so doing, we have to put out good work, and we have to be the experts in areas that we are good at. And secondly, we want to create access for every person, Dominican, seeking higher education. They should have access to our college, and so therefore we'll bring the college to them. And thirdly, we want to provide programs that actually help people make money. Well, there are issues. I mean, governance is an issue. Enough faculty, enough equipment. We need a lot of stuff there, but those are not insurmountable issues. I can fix those. And certainly, the students are wonderful people. They want to learn, so we can work with those. In higher education, you never worry about the problems; you just fix them. So that's what I'm going to try to do.
President of the Dominica State College, Dr. Donald Peters. LIAT officials are anticipating a return of pilots on the job tomorrow following a 2-day seek-out. Thousands of passengers across the Caribbean remain stranded as LIAT was forced to cancel all flights on Wednesday and Thursday after pilots initiated industrial action by calling in sick. Meantime, country manager of LIAT, Gerald Kuzlatig, is advising passengers to report to the Melville Airport as operations could resume tomorrow.
As far as I know, the pilots went on a 2-day sick-out. That was yesterday and today. And all flights for those 2 days were cancelled. Well, as we know, legally, if you're sick, you can only call in for 2 days sick, and hopefully on the 3rd day you will go back to work. So we're really hoping that the pilots will go back to work tomorrow and all things will be normal. What I would suggest is that we have an early flight at 7 o'clock. I would suggest that the passengers go up for that flight, and the other flights later in the day